The major concern, and as the EC posits, is to just do away with foreigners and minors. And we have come a long way where, both parties have agreed that our register has been bloated. We have people who are unqualified on the register. On the 15th of September 2008, the chairman of the Electoral Commission was on Joy FM, and he said that the voters' register was bloated, and he asked Ghanaians to help him to purge that register, before the December elections. This is what he said. He said, if our population is indeed 22 million, then perhaps 13 million people on our register would be statistically unacceptable by world standards. If that is the case, then it may mean that there is something wrong with our register. Let me say that at the end of the day, the register is as good as the stakeholders are prepared to accept it. I underline that. The register is as good as the stakeholders are prepared to accept it. Why are you not ready to accept this when you agree that the Ghana card is the means to a clean society? Afrajan continued that if they think there is nothing wrong with the register, that is fine. If they think there is nothing wrong with the register, they bars the people, they sent the children, they invited the foreigners to come and participate in this. If they think that is okay, what else could we use? We have to use a register, and that is the register that we will use. So this is what we are seeking, isn't it? Well, clean the register.
I've listened to your various contributors this morning, and I've listened to my colleague here. And I come to this discussion from a number of perspectives. And I'm happy that you are a lawyer and you are hosting this program, so perhaps it might be easier for me to make the arguments. One, in law and lawmaking, I'm sure you remember your basic first year jurisprudence. If you want to make a law or you want to change a law, usually the first basic thing is, what is the problem that you are seeking to make a law?
The mischief to be cured. Or the lacuna to fill.
That's the basic underlying question that normally we would ask you. That's the first question. First year basic jurisprudence. So we asked the Electoral Commissioner, you want us to change your law. So, okay, what mischief are you seeking to address? So, I have a problem with my register because I use a Guarantor system to generate some of the registrants. And there could be some problem there because people who are not qualified could slip through and get onto the register, and that affects the integrity of the register.
She says, in fact, thousands have slipped through and they have had to delete them.
Yes. And then we said, do you have any evidence? Yes, actually we even deleted 40,000 from the last registration of about 16 million people that we did. And then additional data about some non-Ghanaians. The 40,000 really were largely infants, not non-Ghanaians, but people who were not up to the 18 years of age. So because of the Guarantor system, this is how these people got in. So your problem is that your Guarantor system enables those not qualified to get on the register. That's your problem. Say yes, okay. So what is your solution? Oh, my solution is now say that anybody who wants to come and register should bring a Ghana card. Unless you bring a Ghana card, we will not use any mechanism to determine that you are a citizen. So, really, so, okay, good. So we asked, okay, so the Ghana card, how do they generate the Ghana card? And then we pointed out to her that, do you know that the person producing the Ghana card also uses a Guarantor system? Do you know that first in 2000, when we passed the law establishing the National Identification Registry, we did not make provision for them to use a guarantor system. It was tight. They had to look for primary source documents, birth certificates, baptismal documents, so many other sources of data, IDs of parents and whatnot, to enable them to deduce your citizenship from these primary sources. But they found it difficult. So they came back to us in Parliament in 2008 and asked us to amend their law so that they will do what you are doing today, which is to also have a window open to them so that they can use a guarantor system. So how is it that they are using a guarantor system to produce a card, and we have given you the opportunity to also use a guarantor system to compile a register of citizens for purpose of voting? You are asking us to abolish your guarantor system and use only this card, which is also a product partly of a guarantor system. Can you reconcile the logic of your proposal to us and the mischief that you say you are trying to remedy? That fundamentally is the issue at stake here for us as a minority. And her only answer was that, oh, the guarantor system of the NIA is more robust. Mr. Really says, okay, we are willing to concede that the guarantor system of the NIA is more robust. So let's change your law so that your guarantor system will be the same as the guarantor system of the NIA. Case closed. I thought they should end the discussion.
Should it?
If really, genuinely, her problem is that her guarantor system is open to abuse. So she wants to rely on the guarantor system of the NIA, because the NIA is using the guarantor system to also produce the cards, and she wants to rely on those cards.
She has explained to you what she means by that being robust.
And I'm saying that, yes, so we don't have a problem.
And what did she tell you?
We passed the two laws.
What did she tell you what makes it robust?
I didn't even want to get, I know where your question you wanted to answer, but I just didn't think that. I see, the more I talk about this, frankly speaking, the more I'm compelled to present Jean Mensah in a negative light. And she was my senior at the law faculty. I've known her for years, and she's a lawyer. So sometimes, some of the things that she says, I ask myself, is it because she hasn't been practicing for a while, or why is she not paying attention to detail? She said that her guarantor system is not as robust as the NIA guarantor system. Why? Oh, because they swear an oath. I said, really? Have you read the NIA law? You haven't even read it. If you've read it, you wouldn't be saying what you are saying. The NIA law makes provision for two guarantor arrangements. There is a guarantor arrangement by parents. It doesn't make provision for commissioners of oaths. They only on oath guarantee. So if a mother or a father who is holding a GhanaCard approaches NIA with his 19-year-old son and says, my son needs a GhanaCard, and this is my card, which shows that I'm a citizen. This is his birth certificate, which shows that I'm his father. So he's a citizen. So I guarantee for my relative. It could even not be my son. It could be my nephew, my niece. I guarantee for him because I can show that I'm a citizen. And because by the citizenship laws of Ghana, if either of his parents is a citizen, he is also a citizen. I guarantee, and you get it. The second set of guarantor system, which requires the use of the commissioners of oaths, is where the person doesn't have a relative.
Yes.
The law says that if his relative...
Yes. So the first one you spoke about is about relative, not parents.
Relatives, yes.
Not parents. Okay.
Yes, not,
all right.
Relatives. And of course, parents are relatives.
Of course.
You understand?
Okay.
That's why I started with parents, and I now went to nephews and nieces and etc.
Oh, really?
So the issue is, for relatives, they don't even need the intervention of a commissioner of oaths. It is where the relatives are unknown. That is in the NIA Act. Then it is commissioners of oaths that he must swear to. Are you getting the situation before? And they guarantee. So clearly, she didn't even read the legislation before coming up with such a very serious proposal. But in her guarantor system, if she says there's a flaw, and I listen to them all the time, their concern or their flaw is the fact that one person can guarantee for 5 people. Okay? A registered voter, a card-bearing registered voter, can guarantee for other 5 people. So they say these people have turned themselves into registration or guarantee contractors, guaranteeing for others. So that is where they say there's a loophole. But the requirement of guaranteeing on oath is also in the Electoral Commission guarantor system.
But in the case of the NIA,
yes,
in all situations where someone has to vouch for the next person,
yes,
you will have to swear before a commissioner for oath.
No, it just says that on oath. I get the point. But in the case of the person whose parents and relatives are not known, that is where the commissioner for oath is mandatory. You can just because I used to mind this, I'll read it to you. But please
do look it up quickly.
Yes, in the Electoral Commission, in the Electoral Commission CI 126, and the Form A, okay, Form 1, attached, it makes provision for the person guaranteeing to guarantee on oath. You guarantee on oath, and that if it turns out that you have falsely guaranteed, you are ready to suffer the penalty. So both of them, the oath is a critical component of the guaranteeing mechanism. Look, be that as it may, we in the minority told her, okay, if you say that the guarantee mechanism of NIA is more robust, can we just lift that and put in your laws so that you use the same guarantee mechanism? But don't close the doors to Ghanaians and say that they must use a GhanaCard, because the reason why you are running away from your system, the GhanaCard also suffers from that, which is that there is a guarantee mechanism also in the process of generating the GhanaCard. So for me, this should settle the debate. But there's something more fundamental. And I think that people are missing that point. I want to make that point today.
Before the fundamental, I don't want us to forget that the NIA system that you speak about, I need to be sure, because
I can read it.
As we understand now, whilst reading it is important, what has happened on the ground, as we know, is that in all instances where there has to be vouching, it is done before a commissioner for oath. And when they were doing the mass registration,
so they then went and employed commissioners of oath.
Yes,
they got thousands.
They got the judicial service
and assigned them to every registration center.
Yes, and so as we speak now, they have them in all their offices.
We in the minority are saying that, be that as it may, if you say your guarantor system is weak and that the NIA guarantor system is robust, we are ready to amend your law so that the same guarantor mechanism that the NIA uses, you also use it.
Yes.
So that you don't deny.
But there's one thing you are not getting to, which is that, and as I mentioned to Dr. Shribo Kwaku, earlier, this was the argument we heard the EC advancing. But now we have heard them add a layer to that argument. And that sounds reasonable and justifiable.
Which one?
That's beyond the consequences that you suffer for false, witness, so to speak. Which I put to him that, as far as I'm concerned, there's no difference whether you are swearing before whoever it is. In the EC's CI 91, it says that I will bear the consequences of doing a wrong thing if you are guaranteeing. But now what they are adding to it is that in the NIA, guarantor system, your biometrics, the biometrics of the person guaranteeing for you, the biodata of the person guaranteeing for you is attached. So if there's trouble, it's easy to identify that person. But in the EC's own, it does not include their biodata, the guarantor's biodata. So you may not find the person.
So you're saying that the NIA system, the EC system, doesn't have enough provisions in terms of the identity of the people they are registering for them to be able to locate you if they need you. They give your name and your house number and the basic information that they normally fill in the forms, your community, your polling station, and etc.
Exactly. This is what is provided there.
Yes.
This is what it provides in the EC's Act, Schedule 1, Form 1. It says that voter registration identification guarantee form. In support of voter registration 4, then name of the applicant, voter registration form number, registration center code, registration center name, guarantor's particulars. This is what the guarantor will give. Guarantor's name, guarantor's relationship to the applicant. If you are a parent, spouse, whatever, then you provide your contact number, that's phone number. You provide your voter ID number, polling station code, polling station name, your signature or thumbprint. And then you come to say that I solemnly swear or affirm that I know so and so is qualified to register as a voter at the above named registration center. I solemnly swear or affirm that I know so and so is qualified to register as a voter at the above named registration center. And should it come out as false, I bear the consequences. Then, so that's what they are saying, that the NIA one, it contains the biodata of the guarantor, where this one does not contain the biodata of the guarantor. So it's easier, it's more reliable.
I mean, I'm scandalized to hear some of these arguments, because as far as I'm concerned, these are just insignificant and unimportant arguments. They're just struggling to hang on to something. Because when you register somebody, you take basic information about the person, name, address, basic information that if you are looking for the person, you hand it over to the police. It is their job to look for the person and find him. So you can't tell us, oh, because it will be difficult for you to look for the person. Are you the one looking for the person? It's the Ghana police that are looking for the people. Have Ghana police told that if you give us the name of somebody and his passport photograph, which you have taken, and basic data about the person in your register,
why don't you make it easier for them? Because as they insist.
Listen carefully. The point we're making is that these arguments are insignificant. They are major. Well, I'm talking about what the Electoral Commissioner came and told us in Parliament, and he was there.
Okay.
She said that it is because the guarantor system is subject to abuse. Yeah. I have the law. I want to read it to you.
Right.
I want to read it to you.
Yes.
Because I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking for the law.
Right.
Read it to you. Section 8, Section 3 of the amendment to the National Identification Register reads as follows. Section 8 of the principal enactment is amended B, by the substitution for subsection 2 of 2, where an applicant is unable to submit any of the documents specified under subsection 1. And the documents specified under subsection 1 include birth certificate, valid passport, valid residence permit, valid certificate of acquired citizenship, and any other information as may be required by the authority. These are the documents that the NIA uses to issue a card to a Ghanaian, a birth certificate, a valid passport, a valid residence permit. That is because they also give cards to residents, non-Ghanaian residents. And then a valid certificate of acquired citizenship. I was going to get to that argument. So these are the documents the NIA requests for. Apart from all the things about your address, your days, your biometrics, in terms of documents, these are what they look for. So B says that by the substitution for subsection 2 of where an applicant is unable to submit any of the documents specified under subsection 1, the authority shall require a relative of the applicant to identify the applicant under oath. Are you getting the point?
Under
oath.
oath. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying
to you
yes, and I'm saying
that in all the instances.
Yes, and I'm saying that
in all the instances,
yes,
the commissioner for oath is involved.
The oath-taking mechanism, is that okay? Of the A and B, you see the difference. You just see the difference. B, two persons determined by the board to identify the applicant under oath. Is that okay?
Yes.
Where the applicant has no known relatives. It is pursuant to B, okay, that they now recruited, listen.
If you have a relative, you will swear. The relative will still swear.
Yes.
If you do not have relatives, the board will make a determination of two persons, and you still they will also swear.
So that is
oath is involved in all instances.
No, yes. Not for oath. Is that okay? Oath is just if I swear that. And you listen.
And the NIA
yes
insists that the oath you must take before them must be before a commissioner for oath.
And I'm saying that. That's what they are saying. The law doesn't say so.
Okay. But listen, the law is clarified now. It's clarified now. That's what they do.
The law doesn't say so. But they put in place the mechanism. And I told you that there's a distinction between two mechanisms, one by relatives and the other where they have recruited commissioners of oaths.
And my point was that in either situation, you still have to swear the oath as a guarantor. And the oath is sworn before commissioner for oath.
And we said, and I'm saying that the first one that under oath, in my opinion, doesn't necessarily mean that you swear an oath before what they call a commissioner of oaths. Are you getting the situation? Because under oath can mean I swear. You know that.
No, but
you know that I swear.
The mechanics that oath has been established by the NIA. So I think that's not the point we can argue over now.
That's a fine question of law.
Right.
And I'm saying that even in the form 1 of CI 126.
That point is made.
Is that okay?
Yes.
It also says that you swear an oath.
That's right.
That you are guaranteeing properly for somebody.
Right.
So in all cases, both that of the EC and the NIA, there is an oath-taking mechanism.
Yes, but now they are taking it a notch higher, and they say your biometric and biographic data is included in this oath taking, which makes this one a better enhanced.
No, it's not in the oath taking.
In this guarantee system.
No,
in this guarantee system.
Listen. Which
is an enhanced, which is robust.
No.
My substantive question to you. This is my substantive question to you.
Yes.
The NIA is doing a national identity register.
Yes.
It has this system.
Yes.
Why should we duplicate the cost? Because you turn 15, and you'll be entitled to go get a card from National Identification Authority, where you take this oath. Why should we make that provision in the EC's law, duplicating the cost? Why should we do that?
I'm happy that you, a lawyer, you've asked this question, because that was the second issue I was going to. You see, there's something very fundamental, which is that there is a constitution which binds all of us. And that constitution says that anybody who is 18 years of age and above and of sound mind is entitled to be registered. Okay? And then says that the Electoral Commission shall be responsible for elections and the preparation of a register for the elections.
Making regulations for the...
to actually compile the register is their constitutional responsibility.
Okay.
And then they can make regulations. And more fundamentally, it says that the Electoral Commission shall not be under the control and direction of anybody. Under the control and direction of anybody. Now, when you have a system, there are two legs of my argument. Let me take one and then add the other.
We spent quite some time.
I listen. You spend 1 hour on those people, our colleagues on television, radio, and then what do you call it?
No, we didn't spend an hour.
I was monitoring.
Each one of them spoke for 7 minutes.
I was monitoring.
Each one spoke for 7 minutes.
But we started around 10 o'clock.
I've been working with the time.
We started around 10 o'clock.
Each one of them spoke for 7 minutes.
But let me make the argument because you asked the question. Now, why do you want a mechanism that undermines the independence of the Electoral Commission by predicating their capacity to carry out their constitutional responsibility on the outcome of the work of an agency that is under the control of the executive arm of government. That should ring a bell, because you know that when you are making a law, you have the proverbial bad man in mind when you are making a law. If you say that, oh, unless you get a GhanaCard, you will not come and then be registered as a voter by an independent constitutional body. And the NIA person, proverbially, is a bad man and a bad NDC man. Let me start from there. If I say MPP, you will start making all sort of noises. Let's say a bad NDC man. Do you know what he will do? If he doesn't want people in Ashanti region and Eastern region to have an accurate voter register, what will he do? He will make sure that the registration exercise for NIA in Eastern and Ashanti region is not effective, it's not efficient. People go there with...
So that's a different issue.
So it's a different issue.
It is what you have...
That's a different issue.
Let me make a last point. Let me make my last point. Let me make my last point. Let me make my last point on this one, please.
I listen. Look, he spoke for a long time.
No, he didn't.
You asked me questions.
If I told you how long you have
questions.
How many minutes did I speak? You've spoken more than twice my time.
There are very fundamental questions.
No, but we are working with time.
Yeah,
please.
But then if you don't want to have the discussion, then we should...
You don't have all the time.
Yes.
You don't have all the time.
No.
To be frank with you, please let him end. To be frank with you,
it's a fundamental question.
To be frank with you, you have spoken for more than twice anybody has spoken so far.
It's a fundamental question.
The time anybody has spoken.
Me very crucial questions. And we can go and check the records. The most important thing is that you cannot predicate the exercise of an independent constitutional body's functions on the outcome of the work.
That's what I
solely,
different argument.
Solely on the outcome of the work of an executive arm that is subject to the control of the interior minister. It doesn't happen. If you do that, you are endangering the independence and the integrity of the outcome of the work of the Electoral Commission.
Let me make this.
And then secondly, there's a constitution that says that everybody who's a citizen 18 years of age and above is entitled to be registered. The primary responsibility of the Electoral Commission is to identify whether or not the person is a citizen.
Yeah, but we are curing that mystery is being cured. When you bash people and go and guarantee for them, does that constitute...
The Electoral...
Respect. Please hold on.
Where you are going...